Now, with two impeachment complaints against Vice President Sara Duterte now declared sufficient in form, the House Committee on Justice is now moving to the next crucial step. Lawmakers will determine whether the complaints are sufficient in substance. Here is that report.
With two of the four impeachment complaints against Vice President Sara Duterte passing in form, next for the House Justice Committee is to check them for sufficiency in substance. There were 6 grounds to be examined in the Father Saballa et al. Complaint, and ML Partila's representative Leila de Lima as endorser itemized Duterte's actions. First, the VP was the most responsible for the supposedly anomalous use of 612 million pesos in confidential funds under the Office of the Vice President and Department of Education. Sara headed DepEd for a while. De Lima said Duterte is culpable of violating the Constitution and betraying of public trust when she committed plunder, malversation, graft, and corruption. But on one of the points, whether or not the Vice President pocketed public funds, the debate became heated.
Pinapakita po na yung 125 million na yun, hindi napunta sa dapat puntahan ng such a sensitive funds as confidential or intelligence funds. We can actually say that this were simply appropriated by VP Sara for her personal gain. Kapag hindi napunta dun sa dapat puntahan, at sabi nga sa affidavit ni Ramil Madriaga, ay ito ay napunta sa iba-ibang tao na ano ba sila? Hindi naman sila part of anything. Wala namang sinabi, there was no report, neither the Vice President nor the OVP reported any loss of the 125 million confidential funds. Dahil nga, napunta sa mga ganyan. So that is actually personal gain.
Dito po yung sinasabi, hinahanap po natin kanina yung 125 million with all the documents. Kaya po yung COA naglabas ng AOM, naglabas ng kung ano-ano mga pangalan na eventually nakita po natin yung mga pangalan ay hindi makita ngayon.
The committee also replayed Duterte's November 2024 video when she said she has hired an assassin for President Bongbong Marcos, his wife Liza, and his cousin, then House Speaker Martin Romualdez. The assassin moves if she is killed first. De Lima said this statement was tantamount to conniving to kill, which should not be treated lightly. But for Quezon City Representative Bong Suntay,
lo and behold, they are both alive. So ibig sabihin, walang overt action which was done. You know, sometimes when I go home late, my wife always threatens to kill me. Sabi sa akin ng asawa ko, papatayin kita na eh. Umaga ka na naman umuwi.
With due respect to Congressman Suntay, I do not know if he is lawyering with for the Vice President, because I would even think that he is right now defending her. Pero ito you have seen the video. That amounts to a credible threat against the President, the First Lady, and the Speaker. That is not political noise, just like what he's saying about his wife. What he's saying about his wife is only political noise.
No, but my wife
But
is
that
not a
is
politician.
not political noise, Madam Chair. That is a red flag for national stability and constitutional order.
My husband, he received threats before he was tragically murdered. The threats at first were conditional. Like, if you do this, something will happen. But then even though they were conditional, the fear and intimidation they caused were very real. Conditional threats can turn into actual harm. Nangyari po yun sa amin. When the VP reportedly made statements implying harm to the President, the First Lady, and the former Speaker, those statements are serious, even if phrased as conditional.
there was also a discussion on whether other statements uttered by the VP could be considered seditious. Duterte once remarked she wanted Marcos's head amputated and that she's not attending one State of the Nation address and proclaimed herself the designated survivor. Suntay had insisted these could be mere products of the imagination